What's going on, boxing fans? It's cool kind of boxing. I want to talk to you about an issue today that we all found real important, and that was about Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo, we know he is unified champion at 158, right? He came out with a tweet while Deontay Wilder was doing an interview, and in that tweet, he said that race don't matter. He said race don't matter, and you know, for him to say that is really ironic. It's ironic that Jermell Charlo would say that race don't matter. And the reason I say that is because he is a prime example. He is a prime example of why race does matter. And I mean by that is ESPN don't have Charlo as pound for pound on their list. Nope, they got some foreign fighters. They got Lomachenko still on there, and they'll have Triple G on the pound for pound list, and they haven't done nothing but lose. And not Triple G, but Triple G won't fight anybody to lose. And Jermell and Jermall, they've been trying to get these fights for years, but for Jermell, he should know better, because for him to be the unified 3 belts at 154 and not be on the pound for pound list is ridiculous, because he has one more belt to become undisputed against Brian Castano, and it just don't make sense. It don't make sense for him to not understand that the reason he get booed as badly as he do is because of what color he is. And for some reason, Jermell Charlo is playing to the Mexican crowd, and I guess because their fan base is bigger than the black fan base, and he's in Texas. But he needs to understand that the Mexican, some Mexicans are rock with him. Not all Mexicans are racist, but overall they're going to ride with Canelo, because Canelo, he brings pride, into his boxing. This man wouldn't speak English for years. Now all of a sudden, he's breaking out his English. So they know what Canelo is doing, but because Canelo has galvanized the Mexican pride, they're not going to call him out on it, because they love him too much. There's Jermell with all of his unified belts, and I think what happened is Jermell Charlo see how popular and powerful Canelo fan base is that he wants to go along to get along, and that's not the way to do it, because now you are cutting yourself off from your own fan base. And one thing about black people is, like, we admire people who keep it real, and if you want to be respected by black people, if you keep it real, tell the truth of what's going on, then black people will respect you. But for other races to compete, either they're taking PEDs or they're going with these media narratives. They're letting the media do all the fighting for them, instead of just competing with black fighters on a fair playing field. Because you see Canelo has been able to duck Demetrius Andrade. He's been able to duck Jermell and Jermell Charlo for years without any criticism. The only people who are criticizing it are the true boxing fans who see what's going on. Even when he got a duck belt, they said nothing about that. So you might as well scratch the whole Canelo thing, because they're not going to allow Canelo to lose. They're not going to allow Canelo to compete on a fair playing fields with the other fighters like Jermell and Jamal. They're going to keep him separate. They're going to keep him protected, and that's just fine for his fans and who want to keep all the illusion by using political boxing power to keep Canelo safe, and Triple G. They can't get Triple G in the ring. So what they do is, as long as Canelo keep winning and these cherry pick fights, they'll let the media try to tear down the rivals. And so they have the media under control, and the media is doing all the fighting that they should be doing in the ring. So, when Jermell see this, he see that the power is on Canelo's side. And this is what happens in society also. Black people, they see the winning side that has all the power is the white side. So they begin to capitulate, and they begin to change their views, to fit in with the power. Instead of fighting against it, it's just easier just to go down the river than go against the rapids of the river. And that's what Jermell is doing. So many people hate, so many of the white people and the Mexicans and people like that. I'm not talking about all white people. I'm talking about some that hate Wilder, and some of the you have races in each race, but there's a lot of them. So there's a lot of people in each race. So when you have more people here, so that means you're going to have more kinds of people, and so you're going to have more races, more good people. You're going to have more of everything in that race. So when I say a race, I'm talking about the races in those races. So since Canelo fan base is so huge, Jermell just rather start saying good things about Canelo, and maybe he'll get their approval, and maybe he'll become something, have that platform like Canelo. And he's making a big mistake. And just being an older man, it's just easier to be yourself and keep it real. But a lot of people make those kind of calculations. When they want to be successful, you can change your appearance, you can change the way you talk, and then once you achieve a certain amount of success, you could be ashamed of where you came from, and due to the success that you've accumulated or that you worked up to. So, and right now, Jermell is touching millions. Right now, he's up in a whole nother level. So now maybe he wants that approval across the board. And people hate Wilder, so they hate Deontay Wilder. So if he jumps on that bandwagon, well, maybe people start paying him attention and like, okay, maybe Jermell is okay. He can't stand Wilder either. So we're going to accept him, and we're going to approve of him. But that's not going to happen, homeboy. They're going to still hate your guts. And they can't stand you or your brother. So it'll be, I don't know who Jermell was raised with or who is around him, but he needs to understand, and a lot of black men who try to appease white people or appease other races. They need to understand that you're only making your own race look bad, when you're trying to do something like that, because, we're not, you're always going to have love from your own race, but the other races and other races, they're still going to hate you. They're not going to approve of you. And, even though if you look at boxing, people try to hide behind harsh criticism, and they try to make it look like to support black people is a biased thing. Well, everybody is biased in boxing because it's always been about race, and it's just kind of crazy when they criticize black people. It's like so obvious, and it's like it's almost like a cliche. It's almost like a cliche. It's over and over. They say you're playing the race card. You're playing the race card. Well, you're playing the race card too. So it's all racist. It's all in how you see it, right? It's all about your mindset. So if we're talking about boxing, then why are we allowing certain fighters to get away with not fighting the best? And then you say that is racist. To want to see Canelo challenged by his rivals. That's not racist. That's just being a boxing fan. So, but they want to protect Canelo at all costs. And when I mean they, I mean Latinos, I mean Mexicans. They want to protect Canelo at all costs. They want to protect the propaganda war. They want to protect, all narratives towards Canelo. And it's very telling. It's very telling that they try to cover up and they try to propagandize everything negative about Canelo. And they see what he's doing. I mean, it's not like it's hidden that he's avoiding the best fighters. So, but they're gonna continue to call Canelo the best. But for Jermell to jump on that bandwagon, that's just kind of sick. Because you should have seen how they hated on him. One fight they booed him so bad, and they was asking for their money back, and really trying to tear Jermell Charlo down. So it was almost like they didn't come for the boxing match. They came down because he's a threat to Canelo, and they're trying to use some kind of psychological propaganda to break him down, him and his brother, because everybody knows that him and his brother are the threats to Canelo. So they're attacking them in racist ways. They're attacking them. They're attacking their skill level. They're using all kind of epithets to, just be nasty and spread rumors about them. They even make up narratives like saying that Jermell turned down millions of dollars that Canelo offered. And let me tell you something. I have never seen that before. Before this year, I've never seen promoters, and maybe it has happened, I don't know, but I've never heard of it, where people will lie, where promotional companies will lie and said that they offered you a deal and they didn't. So that's something new. Where Eddie Hearn said said that Deontay Wilder asked for step aside money. That's new in boxing to me, where they put it out there, a fake narrative, and they put words and actions in other people's, they put words in other fighters' mouths that they didn't say. They put actions on them that they didn't do, and that's new to me. That's a whole nother level of deception and deceitfulness to keep up the image of, of your favorite boxer. And Tyson Fury, he does the same thing. He lies about Deontay Wilder, anybody who's a threat. So I think we see a new psychological warfare that's going on now, and everything's is the gloves are off. So if they can lie and they can cheat, PDs, what they call it, clobiterol, computerol, and but I forgot the ones that Tyson Fury was cheating with. These fans don't care. These racist fans don't care. As long as you win, they don't care how you win. They don't want to see the battle test. I guarantee you that Canelo could fail 8 tests. He could fail 8 PED tests. And go out there and kill a fighter. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care because of his image. The symbol that he means for them is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But that's boxing right now. That's what we have in boxing. We got fighters that stand for more than they should. And Jermell here, he needs to understand that. He needs to stick with his, he needs to realize what side he's on, because these guys don't, they don't really care for him like that. He's not going to be accepted, by the racist fans. Now, there's some true boxing fans out there who are Mexicans and they're cool. Of course, it ain't about race with them, but those are true boxing fans. They transcend race. But for those who are just coming to boxing because a Mexican is popular and winning, for those fans, Canelo means a lot more. It's about race. And it's unfortunate that Jermell is getting caught up in this kind of stuff, because he shouldn't. He really shouldn't. He can't afford to. He's about to become undisputed. And sometimes that happens, people come, they get the big head, and they get the big head and they want to forget, where they come from and all that kind of stuff. So he should know better. He should know better than that. I don't understand why his brother don't try to why his brother don't really try to help him out. So those are my thoughts about Jermell Charlo and this whole situation. You just need to stay on code. Hopefully somebody teach him to stay on code. And it's pretty much what I think about it. This has been Pool Count Out Boxing, and I'll come back at you guys with another one. And remember, law don't go around here, law down. Jermell, get it. Jermell, get it together, brother. Get it together. You know what I mean? All right, I'm out.